Welcome to the Aspire Career Video Library. This video looks at the charity and social impact sector. With over 166 charities in the UK, the charity sector covers a wide range of causes, from social mobility to welfare. There are also many different roles within the sector. You could be working in business development, finance, marketing, fundraising, or volunteer management. If you're interested in the charity sector, this video will be a good starting point to get you thinking about which cause you care about most and what kind of role you'd prefer to work in. Listen to our volunteers to find out more.
Hello, my name is Dylan Spires. I work for Diabetes UK. I am a research funding officer there. I started at Diabetes UK in January of 2020, and my education background is in sport and exercise studies at the University of Derby and a master's degree in nutrition.
Hello, my name is Heather McDade. I studied human sciences at the University of Oxford, and I've now been working in the charity sector for about 18 months. I am a programme officer focusing on fundraising and recruitment for Universify Education, which is an access and outreach charity.
Hi, I'm Meg and I work as a supporter engagement officer and specialise in community fundraising at Pancreatic Cancer UK in the charity sector. So I've been in the charity sector now for 5 years, and at university I studied psychology.
Hi, my name's Salma. I am a programme coordinator on the FCLP graduate programme with the social mobility charity Upreach. I studied history and sociology at the University of Manchester, and I've been in the charity sector for under a year.
Well, people working in my role as a programme officer, really you do everything. It's very much a kind of jack of all trades type thing, especially in small organisations like Universify and lots of other charities. So you get to try your hand at a bit of everything, recruiting volunteers, reviewing student applications to come on our programme, writing fundraising applications, doing kind of social media and other communication type things, and also planning, helping to run the programme itself throughout the year. So yeah, really a bit of everything.
So the main responsibility of the role as a research funding officer at Diabetes UK is to manage our existing portfolio of grant holders across the UK, as well as the grant application process for new researchers.
So someone who's employed in my role is mainly responsible for essentially raising as much money as possible to fund critical projects across the UK and specialising in pancreatic cancer. And this projects could be research based or services based. So my particular role, I have to come up with new products, new events to engage as big audiences as possible across the UK to get them all involved and get them to raise as much money as possible. And this involves areas of creativity, so marketing, and then engagement as well. So keeping these supporters engaged to raise as much money as possible.
I was first interested in working in the charity sector because of definite influence from my parents. Both of them previously worked as humanitarian aid workers in Kenya, Ethiopia, Cambodia, and then they moved to the UK to Oxfam headquarters in Oxford. So when I was growing up, I really had sort of influence from the charity sector. Then when I went on to university, I'd studied history and sociology, where I really focused my sociological studies on sort of race, gender and class, and then was informed by my historical perspectives. So in history I focused on sort of Black British history and transatlantic sort of Black freedom movements to understand sort of why things are the way they are in present day in Britain. So when I was graduating from university, I knew one of my key values was that I wanted to go into a role where I was going to be having a positive impact on people's lives and addressing these socioeconomic barriers which often hinder people's ability to achieve their full potential.
I was first interested in working in the charity sector during my second year at university, where I did a placement at a charity called Sporting Futures, and my main role was to act as a youth engagement worker and this entailed engaging with young people in disadvantaged communities and engaging with them via sport. So getting them involved in sporting interventions to distract them from antisocial behaviour. And then after my bachelor's degree, I went on to study nutrition, which led me to learn more about the condition of diabetes and how it's a chronic condition that affects many people in the UK.
Well, what interested me in the charity sector generally is that I've done quite a bit of volunteering when I was younger. I really like feeling like I'm making a difference and kind of being able to work on something that I really believe in. So that was what kind of drew me to the charity sector generally. And then as part of my degree, I did quite a lot of research to do with education. So looking for an education-specific charity seemed like a natural fit. And so that's kind of what drew me into the access and outreach sector.
Yeah, I was really interested to work in the charity sector because it's such a rewarding environment. Everything you do, whether it's a very stressful day, you know you're giving back to someone and it's making a difference to someone's life in a very positive way. So for me, that was something I've always wanted to get involved in. And when I was at university, I got involved in a lot of charitable and voluntary organisations and just had a real love from it from then onwards to work in a very creative industry, which was so rewarding at the same time.
People who are well suited to this role would definitely need to be passionate about social mobility and also wanting to help people succeed. Some key skills which are relevant to this role is definitely communication skills. You'll need to be able to build and maintain strong relationships with your associates. But you'll also need to be able to build and maintain strong relationships with our partner employers. So having a strong set of communication or interpersonal skills that you can apply to different groups of people is really important.
Be somebody who has the ability to communicate, both verbally and written communication are very important. Verbal communication when you're working in a team, and then also written communication, because you need the ability to communicate some of the scientific information in layman terms. So there are a couple of skills which I think are essential.
Another key skill to sort of excel in this role or skills is having a really strong set of organisational and time management skills, because in this role you have many different responsibilities and you need to be able to ensure that you're organised enough to be able to block out time to successfully complete each responsibility.
Often you can be working on several projects at once in the charity sector because it's an ever-changing environment, so you need to be able to organise your time, organise your diary, which enables you to complete these tasks.
So I would say the sort of person that would suit the charitable sector is someone who likes to work in a rewarding environment, someone who is quite a strong activist views to see a change in the world and a better future for our generations and wants to see that change and be part of it. It's a very fast-paced environment, so I'd say someone who likes a challenge and is very creative and forthcoming with new ideas to be, innovative to keep their charity, at the front of the game and getting as many sports on board as possible. And I would just say that someone who's very personable. When you work in the charity sector, you obviously come face to face with a lot of people who are in need and relate to your charity in all different ways. So I think you have to be someone who enjoys talking to people and helping people and gets motivation from that.
You want to be kind of somebody who enjoys helping other people and kind of gets that buzz from it, because that is a big motivator working in the charity sector. I'd also say you need to be somebody who's quite resilient, because often it can be quite a lot of work to do. You don't necessarily have as many staff members, and so you want to have that resilience. And you also want to be a big team player, because there's a lot to do with collaboration working in the charity sector.
So a sixth former could gain these skills by volunteering at charities that they're interested in. This is a good gateway to understand more about how the charity sector works and how different organisations work. I think more specifically to my role in the research directorate at Diabetes UK, you can go online and read press releases, which gives you a good indication of how scientific information is presented to the wider population.
a lot of sixth formers in colleges, organisations have lots of volunteer opportunities with charitable organisations in the local area. So it's a really good way to actually get involved in the industry very early on and see if it's something that you enjoy doing, and find it rewarding and creative. And also, while you're there, you can get involved in all the different areas of the charitable sector. So whether it's events or marketing or corporate services wise, what sort of area of the charitable sector you enjoy, you can learn these skills by getting involved in the volunteer opportunities that lots of schools and sixth form organisations have available to you right now.
Volunteer for local charities, volunteer at your school, and kind of that's a great way to get to know a bit more about kind of what that might be like, working in a charity shop. Anything like that can be really helpful.
There's great websites like Get Volunteering, UN volunteering opportunities, or Zooniverse, where you can find opportunities that are in person, but also opportunities which are remote as well, so it can be more flexible to your time schedule.
Also, in the charity sector, working with people is really important. So if you've got a part-time job, then if it's a people-facing job, that's really, really helpful. That's going to give you lots of really useful skills. So for example, being maybe a teacher or a mentor, like coaching younger kids, or being a carer in a care home, kind of working in retail, anything like that is going to give you lots of really useful skills in terms of people skills and resilience.
If you maybe got a role in the hospitality industry or in the retail industry, you're going to be in a position where you're having to communicate and interact with different people every day. So this means you're inevitably going to be increasing and developing your interpersonal skills.
I didn't need many. The key one was I needed a degree, because University Education is a charity that focuses on access to university, and so it was really important that I, as a staff member, kind of understood what university was like, what it was about, and what the benefits can be for an individual, so that when we're kind of telling our participants about them, I really understood that. So that was key, but what degree I'd studied didn't really matter. The other thing I kind of needed was I did need experience working with young people, but not that much. But I had, as I said, I'd volunteered in lots of different roles. I'd also worked on an access residential previously, so I had a bit of that experience working with young people, which was also important for my role.
The qualifications which are required for my role is an undergraduate degree, and this can be from any discipline. And I suppose in order to obtain an undergraduate degree, you also need to have completed your A-levels in sixth form or in college, or the sort of equivalent qualifications of an A-level.
So in order to get the role that I work in, I had to have a degree level or equivalent, and I also had to have a lot of experience in charitable organisations. So whether that was in charitable events or marketing and fundraising and things like that.
The qualifications required for my role as a research officer at Diabetes UK were a bachelor's degree in a biomedical science degree or related degree, and then also a master's degree or PhD was desirable. The things I wish I knew in sixth form that I know now include the power of volunteering and how volunteering can help build your CV and help build your soft skills, including communication. I also wish I knew the power of networking. Networking is vitally important to broaden your horizon of different industries and help you decide on your career pathway.
Something that I wish I knew in sixth form that I knew now was that you don't need to worry if you don't have a clear-cut idea or understanding of what it is you want to do when you graduate from university. Everyone is different, and your career journey is a journey, it's a process. Just making sure that you take advantage of opportunities that are available to you and really use the time that you have at university to expand on your career knowledge and understanding. Making sure not to waste any valuable opportunities is the best thing you can do to help yourself to understand what it is or where it is that you want to go in your career.
You don't need to know already what you want to do, and if you know, as a job in the future, and if you're kind of there like, I like a lot of things because I have a lot of different interests and I'm still not sure kind of which career path I want to go down. So I think you can try your hand at a lot of different things, and that's okay, and you'll build up those skills and that knowledge from all sorts of different jobs, not just ones that are in the career you kind of are looking to follow. Like I did an internship with a board games company, and that gave me a lot of really helpful skills to do with like time management and creative thinking and working with other people, even though it's not at all related to my current job.
So I wish I was told at sixth form that you shouldn't put too much pressure on yourself to know exactly what career you want to go into, but to actually take every opportunity that you come across to develop your skill set and your experiences. Because what you don't realise is as you grow and you go to university potentially, or you start going into a career, that all of these skill sets and experiences you have really mould you as a person and enable you to maybe apply for all different types of roles and in different sectors, and that's the most important thing. And I think that life experience is without a doubt one of the biggest skill sets you can have. So, you know, put yourself in new situations and, you know, new places, and yeah, take every opportunity you can.
Thank you to all the volunteers who took part in this video. If you want to explore different career options, you can view more sector videos from our career video library on our website, aspire.upreach.org.uk. If you're planning to go to university, you can also use this website to register for career support, worth £2,700 during your degree. Check your eligibility and register today.